Hello and welcome. My name is Hannah Gruber. Welcome to the Mindfulness Moment. So glad you could join me today. If you are in the midst of your day, if you've been sitting down, now is a great chance to just get up and out of your chair. You can see I took my socks and my shoes off just so that you're barefoot. We're going to do a little bit of moving and some tactile stuff for our feet to kind of wake up our brains. So go ahead and take off your socks and your shoes if you can. If you're not able to take all of that off, you can just connect with the words that you're hearing me say. We're going to just come up to stand. Take a nice broad stance. Your feet are a little bit wider apart than your arms. And we're going to start to swing our arms out to the sides a little bit. Let's just wake up our upper body. We're going to start to do a little bit of twisting here. You can do as much or as little twisting as you want to. See what feels good, see what you're able to do given the size of your space and any other restrictions that you might have. And just let your arms be kind of loose and free here. You can start to let your hands tap the front and the back of your body, just underneath any breast tissue, just a little tapping or a little bit of patting here. We're going to let the knees bend a little bit as we twist. We're going to let the hips twist a little bit. And keep your feet nice and firm on the floor so you're stable, but you're also moving. We're going to go for about 10 more seconds here, just as loose, as free as you can be. Good. All right. And then we're going to keep some of this swaying motion. We're going to let the arms start to come down by the sides. Just start to rock your hips back from left to right. And we're going to start to bend the knees a little bit. It's almost like you're skiing. You can hold your hands on your waist if you want to here, or put a hand on the wall if you want to for a little bit of balance. And we're going to start to get into our lower body now. We're going to take our right foot, cross it behind, kind of do a little curtsy here, bend both knees, back to center, and then left leg. And so kind of that same idea is that swinging motion, bending both knees. I'll show you from the side. You're reaching your hips back, kind of like a hinge on a door. And just nice steady pace here. You can go as quickly or as slowly as you want to. You might need to turn on the diagonal. Maybe if you're in a small space and you don't have a lot of room, you can face a diagonal. If you have a lot of room, take some maybe larger steps here. See what that feels like. And just starting to wake up our lower body. All right, good. And then we're going to come up to standing. We're going to do a little marching in place, opposite knee reaching towards opposite elbow. Again, if you want to keep one arm on the wall for balance, you can. You can keep that arm there the whole time. Nothing about this needs to be perfect. Just getting your body moving. And as you're moving here, just start to notice that you probably are breathing in some way. It's a pretty habitual thing. We don't even have to think about it, but just start to pay attention. Your breathing might start to speed up a little bit. We're gonna slow this down here. Place both feet on the floor, and then just take your arms down by your sides. We're gonna let our body exhale here, kind of settle, drop your shoulders, relax your knees. And then on your next inhale, lift your arms as you inhale, stretch up through your spine, get nice and tall. And then exhale, just bring your arms right on back down to the sides of your body and see if you can really relax the shoulders there. Do that again. Inhale, reach your arms up as much as you can there, maybe holding opposite hands. Lift your spine up really tall. Your shirt might get kind of pulled up out of your pants. And then exhale. Let the shoulders drop down. Let's do one more inhale, reaching up nice and tall. Imagine you're just getting a little bit taller here. Your feet are planted on the floor, keeping your spine nice and lifted. Let's twist to the right side And I'm just going to rotate my chest and my shoulders. My right arm's reaching back, my left arm's reaching forward. And I'm just trying to keep my feet planted and flat on the floor. If you're near a wall, you can use the wall, or if there's a piece of furniture, you can actually put your hand on the wall or the furniture there to get maybe a little bit more of a stretch. Maybe taking your eyes and looking towards your right hands and see if you can relax, maybe just your eyes here. And then let's bring the arms up and overhead and release them back down by the sides of the body. Take a moment and just kind of notice what you feel for yourself. Does one side feel different than the other? Notice your breath. Inhale, lift your arms up, stretch. Find that same lift and length in your spine. And then we'll keep our feet flat and planted. We'll twist. I'm trying to rotate my body to the left while keeping my hips facing the front. My left arm is reaching back. My right arm is reaching forward. And then breathing here, keeping that active twist in the spine, strong and engaged, but relaxing through the neck, relaxing through the shoulders. So moving mindfully means maybe thinking about how you're moving, thinking about how you're spending or expending your energy. Can you move in a way that's more efficient? We'll inhale back to center here and release the arms all the way down. Okay, let's get into our feet a little bit. So with your feet on the floor, we're going to just lift up the heel of the right foot, bend both knees. We're going to sit down low. Let me turn to this side. My right heel is lifted. It's like I'm sitting back in my chair. My hips are going back, but I'm staying on the ball of my foot. A little pressure there in that foot. Let's take the arms out in front of the body, or maybe even up and overhead here. Sink a little bit deeper into that chair, and then try to push off of the ball of your foot as you rise back up to standing, and release your arms and lower your heel down. Shake out your shoulders a little bit. Lift your left heel up. Stay on the ball of your foot. Bend both of your knees. Reach your hips back. Take your arms forward, or lift your arms by your ears. You're lifting your heel, but pressing into the ball of your foot. It's like you're wearing a sensible stiletto, right? As you push into the ball of your foot, try to sit a little bit deeper. Keep your spine nice and long. And inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale and release. Okay, we're going to do a little more footwork like that. Take your feet a little bit farther apart. Toes are parallel, facing the front. Hands are on the waist. We're going to lift up the ball of the right foot off of the floor. You're on the heel. We're going to rotate the foot out 90 degrees, lower it down. Bend your right knee, kind of like a warrior stance, a warrior two. And then we're going to lift up that right heel, lower the right heel to the floor. Inhale, straighten your leg, lift up the ball of the foot, turn the toes in. Second side of the body, lift up the ball of your left foot, rotate the toes out. Lower the ball of your foot down, bend your knee. Keep your knee bent, lift your left heel off of the floor, lower your heel down, straighten your leg. One more time through, lift the ball of your foot, turn your leg in, ball of the foot comes down. Now the right side, ball of the foot up, rotate the toes out, ball of the foot down, bend the knee. Keep the knee bent, lift the heel, lower the heel, straighten the leg, lift the ball of the foot, turn the toes in, second side of the body, left foot, ball of the foot lifts, rotate the toes out, lower the ball of the foot down, slowly and with control. Bend your knee, mindfully bend your knee, keep your foot flat on the floor, lift your heel, lower your heel down, straighten your knee, lift the ball of your foot. Now slowly, if you can, turn the ball of the foot in. Relax your shoulders by your sides. We're going to inhale here, take the arms up. We're going to try to keep feet flat. Find that same twist. The right arm reaching back, the left arm reaching forward. You've got feet in a wide stance here. Keeping your hips facing the front of your mat, turning your chest and your shoulders to the right. And we're going to bend the right knee any amount. Ooh, I feel that in my ankle, and straighten the leg. Try to keep the twist in your body. Exhale, and as you exhale, bend your knee. Inhale, and as you inhale, straighten your leg. One more time. Exhale, nice deep bend in your leg, like you're making a footprint on the floor. Press into your foot. Inhale and straighten, release your arms back to center. We're going to just give the toes and the shoulders a little wiggle. One more time on the second side. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, rotate your body to the left. Left arm reaches back and the right arm reaches forward. Keep your attention on your feet here. I want you to keep your feet flat. We're going to inhale, find a nice tall spine. And as you exhale, bend your left knee. Bend it any amount, some, little, a little more. Inhale, straighten the knee, lift your spine up tall. Exhale, bend. Nice big stretch in the ankle there. Inhale, straighten, stretch up through your spine and keep your spine tall. Exhale, bend your knee. Inhale, release back to center, shake out your shoulders, and then stepping your feet back in, you're gonna march it out a little bit. We're gonna go back to that swing that we started with at the beginning. Notice if you feel a little bit looser. And then we're gonna go back to just that like twisting curtsy step we did at the beginning. So I'm stepping my left foot behind my right. I'm gonna bend my knees, try to reach my hips back, come back to center, and just kind of loose and easy here, not super performance oriented, just finding a little bit of motion in our hips. Notice if your balance feels a little bit better now. All right. You can do this next part if you want to, sitting in a chair. I'm going to stay standing. If you're sitting in a chair, you're just going to be sitting on the edge of the chair. Make sure you have some space next to you and let your feet be really wide. I'm going to stay standing, turn the toes just a point away from the center, slightly bend the knees and lower your hands down to your thighs. I like to point my fingers in. See what feels good to you. Maybe point your fingers out. The pants are a little slippery, so I need fingers pointed in. And then we're just going to drop one shoulder here. And just kind of alternate. We're doing that same kind of twisting motion. Thinking about maybe a twisty tie or tying shoelaces, just giving the spine a little twist, giving the shoulders a little twist. And hopefully by now your legs are starting to feel a little bit of fatigue, maybe a little bit of stretch. So waking them up. All right, and then we're going to stay in the center here, reach the arms forward. We did that once before. And then we're going to take that right arm, reach it behind you like someone's passing you an object. Your palm is facing in. Take your left arm, reach it behind you like somebody's passing you an object. Squeeze your arms together. Lift your chin out of your chest. Nice shoulder stretch here. Inhale, come up to stand. Exhale, relax the arms. Again, we'll come back to some of that marching in place. Opposite elbow coming to opposite knee. Noticing maybe how your breath has changed. Maybe you're a little bit warmer here. A little more effort in your body. All right. I promised we're going to look at feet today. We're going to step our feet as close together as possible. There's really amazing science being done on feet, how our feet are connected to our brain. So just paying attention to your feet. When your feet are close together, look down, try to have your foot totally flat on the floor. So you're not cheating and rolling to the edges of your feet, but really just finding a position where your feet can be flat. My hand is on the wall for balance. I'm going to lift up onto the balls of my feet here. I'm trying to keep the whole ball of my foot on the floor. I'm going to lift as high as I can, and then slowly with control, lower down. Inhale, lift here, and with control, slowly lower down. 3 more, lift. And see if you can slow down the lowering. Kind of like you're riding a really slow elevator. Lift your heels, slowly lower, and one more time, lift your heels. Good, as slowly as you can this time, lower your heels. Go ahead and exhale, shake your body out. So feeling the backs of your calves. Now we're going to stretch out the backs of our calves. If you have a chair, You might have the back of the chair facing you, or you can also stand near a wall. Step your right foot close up to the chair or the wall, and step your left foot behind you here about 2 or 3 feet so that you can stand solid. Again, we want the feet to be flat. And then bring your hands onto the chair or onto the wall so you're nice and supported here, upright, maybe starting to feel a little bit of a stretch. And then we're just looking at this front foot. We're going to lift up the toes. Can you just lift up the toes here? The ball of the foot is still on the floor, and then we're going to lower the toes down. And just a little practice there, all 5 toes, lower down, all 5, lower down. Let's try 2 more. Can you keep the ball in the heel of your foot, like a little footprint on the floor? Good. Now, can you only lift your big toe? All right, this one might seem like it's easier. Oh my gosh, my big toe is not wanting to do it today. Maybe lift all 5, lower the 4 toes, and then the big toe. No. Watching your big toe, keeping it up, trying to lower the other 4 down. Just a little concentration exercise here. Can you keep the big toe lifted, lower the other 4 down? My leg doesn't want to do it today. What a surprise. All right, we're going to just take a moment here. The toes can relax. You can relax your spine, maybe even walk your hands a little bit lower and drop your head. And now that we've stopped playing around with our toes and just relaxing the leg, notice that you might be able to relax into the stretch a little bit more. So even if you didn't get it right, even if you couldn't lift your toes the way I was asking you to, you might actually feel as though there's a little more room in the stretch. Okay, I'm going to walk back up onto my hands. I'm going to keep my right hand on my chair and bring my left hand to my waist. I'm just going to start to turn my chest open here. You can take your left arm to your shoulder to get a little more opening, or maybe even reach it up into the air. And then notice if that feels good, maybe taking the arm over the head. And then bringing the left hand back to the chair, stepping your feet back together. And you can just take a moment and stand, maybe walk the feet out a little bit. Stand still. Close your eyes and notice if you feel taller or longer or just different from one side of your body to the next. All right, we're going to do that on the second side. So my left foot is coming closer to my chair, my right foot's back. Hands are on the chair, finding just a nice long spine. And we're going to just lift the toes off the floor and then with control, relax the toes back down. And then it's kind of easy to do that fast, but it's a little bit trickier to pay attention and to move mindfully. Good. Let's try one more, just all 5 toes. And then now the tricky one. Can you lift only the big toe? I'm a little bit better on this side. And then lower the big toe. And then lift the big toe. And lower. And I'm watching you, but you're watching your toe. And you're just kind of asking your brain and your body to make this connection. Let's try one more. Oops. Okay, there we go. We're going to let the toes relax. Maybe come down a little bit lower here. See if you can relax into the stretch a little bit more, stretching the back of your left leg. Maybe feeling it below the knee, maybe feeling it a little bit behind the knee, maybe feeling it behind the thigh. You're not pushing or forcing, just finding something that you can breathe into. And then we'll lift back up again. Come on to your hands, this time placing your right hand on your hip or your waist and just turning your body open to the side. Maybe feeling somewhat different sensation, maybe a little relief here. And then maybe taking the right hand to the shoulder or taking the right arm up into the air. And if that feels good, taking the right arm all alongside your ear. Bring your hand to the chair, step your feet together and come up to stand. Gonna walk your feet apart a little bit, just keeping an eye on the time here. Great. And then we're gonna just give ourselves a little space from the chair so you can step away from it. We're gonna turn our toes in, turn our heels out, in, out, in, out. Good. Turn your right foot all the way out. Let's kind of review here. Bend your right knee. Turn your body to face that right knee. Nice big stretch here. You can bring your hands onto the right thigh, feeling maybe this back leg getting a little stretch, back foot getting a little stretch. And then I can have my hand on a wall or on my chair for balance or on my knee. And can you lift your back heel off the floor? Press it back down. So a little balance exercise here. Can you lift onto the ball of your foot and lower your heel with control? Maybe feeling a little work in the legs, maybe feeling a little stretch in the calves, just a couple times pulsing up and down. Good. And then we're going to come back up to stand, turn towards the front, straighten out the legs, and then just at the same time, can you heel toe the feet in? Little brain coordination there. Let's go back out, in and out, in and out. You don't have to do the hands, you can. All right, we're going to keep the left toes pointing out. Bend the left knee, turn your body towards your leg, bring your hands onto your leg or maybe onto a wall or another object for balance. And just make sure you feel steady here. Lift your back heel. How high can you lift your heel? Stay on the ball of your foot. Lower and press down through your heel. Lift and lower. And can you keep your body really streamlined here as you move? Can you move in a way that feels controlled and steady? Maybe feels patient and kind. And then we'll lower that heel back down, bring the hands back up onto the thigh, lift the spine, turn towards the front, and one more time. Heel toe your feet back in. All right, we're gonna sit in our chair now. So hopefully you have something that you can sit in or sit down on. Take a seat and sit close to the edge of the chair. Bring your right knee into your chest and cross the ankle over the left thigh. With your right hand, hold your ankle. And with your left hand, you're just gonna hold the top of the foot. And we're gonna kind of move the foot a little bit side to side here. So it's kind of like I'm pulling my big toe towards my inner ankle, and then I'm pushing my big toe away from my ankle. And my right hand is providing just a little resistance there. Okay, I'm gonna pull my foot in. You see how it makes kind of this curved shape, a sickle shape like the Grim Reaper. So I'm just pulling in a little bit, maybe just noticing any tugging through the leg, any sensation, breathing softly. Good. And then I'm going to just let my foot relax, and I'm going to keep my spine nice and tall. Hips stay planted on the chair, and we're going to hinge the body forward. Imagine you're like a door hinge. So I'm not rounding from my back. I'm keeping my back really straight. And I'm just finding a little hinge at the hips. So this would be rounding your back forward. And moving forward with a hinge might be a more subtle movement with a different kind of sensation. So you might be feeling this somewhere behind your right thigh or in the back side of your right leg. And then just something you can breathe into here, relaxing the arms, softening the eyes, and lifting back up. Take the right foot to the floor, bring your left knee in, cross ankle over right lower thigh. With your left hand, hold your ankle. Right hand's gonna just move the foot. So you'll notice I'm not going really fast. I don't want to jostle my leg, but I want to keep my ankle still using my left hand. And I'm just creating a little like push and pull with my right hand, gently tugging, not to the point of pain or strain, just until I feel a little something, maybe a little stretch or a little sensation, maybe a little pressure. And then we'll hold the foot in that kind of curved position. It's kind of like a ladle, like a soup ladle position. I'm pressing my left hand into my leg, pulling my right foot up. And exhale, let out a little sigh. I'm gonna let my foot relax, finding a nice tall spine. So sitting up nice and tall, lifting up even your lower back. That might be the hard place to lift. And then I'm gonna hinge forward. Imagine you've got a broomstick tied to your spine, and it's not letting you round your shoulders. It's not letting your back just round. The point is not to get your nose to your knee or anything like that, but just to hinge forward using good form here. You should feel this just along the back of the left leg. And if you're feeling other sensations, that's okay too. Breathing through your nose if you can. And then slowly lifting back up. We'll take the leg back down and just take the legs, shake them in and out a little bit. We're gonna do a little hip walk here. So imagine you're walking with your seat or with your hips, and you're just gonna walk forward and backward along your chair. So you notice I'm not really picking up my legs at all, but I'm picking up my hips as though my hips were my feet, and I'm walking forward and then I'm walking backward. And just keeping everything else relaxed. This is a really great way just to energize your lower body a little bit. Again, it can get stagnant, just sitting there, sitting for hours on end. All right, we're gonna just find a middle place here, something maybe you can relax back into your chair. We'll take the arms into the lap, palms facing up, so the shoulders can relax. We're gonna let our eyes close or just soften your eyes here, and let's turn our attention now to the breath. Let your tongue just lightly touch the back of your upper teeth and let your teeth part. And just finding a gentle breath here through the nose, if possible. And if maybe it's not possible to breathe through your nose, if not, pursing your lips like you're breathing through a straw is an alternative. Maybe you're able to inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth, or vice versa. That's okay too. That's another alternative. We're going to start to slow our breath down on the exhalation. So you're really just practicing the art of paying attention and noticing when you get distracted and having the courage and the humor to just smile when you're distracted and to just bring your attention back to your breath. And with every exhale, imagine you're just pulling up to a stop sign or you're pulling up to a red light in your car and you're just slowly coming to a stop or a pause. So just slowing your exhalation down. Relaxing into the exhale by relaxing the body, letting the shoulders be soft and heavy. Keeping the chest soft. And breathing should actually be pretty natural. It's actually automated. We don't have to make ourselves breathe, but we can listen. So, really just trying to get quieter and practicing staying with the breath. When you're ready to, just simply turn the palms of your hands to face down in your lap. Just feel the weight of your hands. Gently rub the hands up and down along the thighs. Slowly bring your back away from the chair and let your chin drop towards your chest as your head slightly bows. Blink your eyes open. Lift your chin. And I hope you feel refreshed and restored and a little bit more awake and connected to go on with your day. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you next time.